Welcome to Edu Online Classes. So let's begin the journey of learning with new topic, positioning in the CSS. Before starting the topic, I can give you basic introduction of its importance. For example, you can consider this is your browser window, any browser window, Internet Explorer or Mozilla, anyone. So this is your top part, this is your bottom part, this is your left and right portion. If you want to place your any element on the screen by using web programming, you place here, 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 here. To specify these things, you required some property. So today session we see these property by step. So let's begin the session. Positioning in the CSS. It helps you to position the thing into HTML elements. This element is used set position for an element. All these elements you can place top, bottom, left and right portion. So for this, the syntax structure is selector. Specify the position of and its value, like top value, left value, bottom value or the right value. So these positions are fixed, absolute, relative and static to specify these things in your web page. There are 4 types of positioning we are using. First is the static, next fixed, next relative and absolute. One by one we see each positioning methods or type. First, the static position. It is by default position of an HTML elements. It does not affect by the top, bottom, left and right properties. It is flow normally on the web page. In this, I can take an example of sub elements for position equals to static. We can declare sub static, specify in the curly position equals to static and specify property border 5px into solid value. So this is the static declaration part which we are used on the web pages. Next, fixed positioning. The name says that it is a fixed, that is no change occurs in this type of positioning. This helps you to put the text fix in the browser window. The fixed property forces an element into a fixed position into relative to the browser window. The fixed element will not move even if when you are scrolling the window or the element scroll in the window. This property you can declare like position fixed. In that colon we are using the example section sub fixed and specifying the property fixed position and top portion is 0. Move to next, relative positioning. Relative positioning, this property is used when we want to set an element relative to its normal position. We can set top, left, bottom and right properties to relative positioning. It will be adjust manner from its normal position and remaining content will not adjust to it. We are declaring by using sub elements position relative, and in the example section we are declaring sub relative, position relative and the properties right 10 pixel. And last one, absolute positioning. Absolute positioning specify the element in a specific location and it not affect by the flow of a page. These few keywords you should remember when you answer the question that what is the difference between above positioning. This property positions the element in a specific coordinate. Coordinate, as you know, in the coordinate system x and y. We are using that process to specify the thing which are relative on the screen the top left corner. The syntax is sub element and its position equals to absolute. In this element is one whose property accept anything. The property element at the specific coordinate relative to the specific part of a screen. Let's move to the example section. So this is first example or program example, we can say that. Here we can specify p fixed element by the specific values of top, right and color of that element. First we can set a property fixed, top equals to 50 pixel, right equals to 50 pixel, and specify a color in that. You can see in the output window. Next example, position in the CSS. So we can specify position relative top 10px, right 10px. Next heading part we can declare position absolute left 100 pixels. In this above output we can see the class first we are using with the relative positioning 10 pixel and 10 pixel to the right of the original window. Both we are using two headings and the positioning 100 pixel from its left to the browser window and 150 pixel from top of the browser window. These two examples give you a brief outline of the positioning in the CSS. Resources are available on your reference textbook. Go through it, and if you want more you can communicate. Next lecture we see the topic float property in the CSS, and for contacting me the details I provide you. Use it, and for remedial session contact me.